Hello, dear friends. The million-dollar question is how they do it. And here is an answer on how they are preparing the great cosmic disclosure. According to Steve Biko and Matthew Ward, Mother Earth is about to graduate to the fifth dimension, and I have a hard time thinking of a major worldwide evacuation. But I don't rule it out. The informative line of messages from Patrick Ballinger and his wife Anne is more doomsday than others, but it says some very interesting things. It's not that the Earth couldn't tip over, it's that they are keeping it stable by artificial means. Opinion piece. What will disclosure be like? The great cosmic disclosure. It would be an international action. There is a formidable opposition. It has to be presented without creating fear. It would be a worldwide televised program. The program is designed for the masses. It would present evidence of other civilizations. 200 star nations surround the Earth. There is an imminent planetary tipping point. We will receive a path of light that will transform us. Revelation by Commander Gyeorgos Ceres Hatonn. Earth is about to graduate to the fifth dimension. Let's start. The Great Cosmic Disclosure is the name given to the announcement by various world leaders that we are not alone in the universe, and that in fact many races of galactic humans are here around this planet and have been for some time. This will be made public at some point because it cannot be hidden for eternity, but there is a formidable opposition from the powers that be because it would affect humanity's control system. According to Commander Gyeorgos Ceres Hatonn, Director of Multidimensional Communication, the galactic and spiritual hierarchy is reviewing every part of this complex issue. In quotes, I am aware of preparations for a global televised program that would present evidence of civilizations outside Earth. The program announcing our presence is a complex undertaking. The number of people waiting for us is very small, and they will greet us wholeheartedly. And the program is designed for crowds. It has to be presented without creating fear or undue negative reaction. Excuse me. There is a formidable opposition to any acknowledgement of our own existence, and the safety of everyone involved in the program is a paramount consideration. When I say safety, I also mean the emotional safety of all witnesses and other participants and their families, not just their physical safety, because we have that under control. The program can't just be film clips of a spacecraft sightings. In some areas, there are so numerous that it's boring. They are back. There has to be hard evidence about our presence, and that's where personal accounts come in. Testify before a panel or commission of experts which commits the witnesses to secrecy is very different from letting the world know their identity. And the same goes for people who have been working with us, or at least know why we are here. Some have been excluded from their professions or declared insane or delusional. In some cases, families have been threatened and people murdered by factions that don't want you to know we exist and that we are with you. And those in charge of the program want everyone who is willing to talk about personal experiences to feel emotionally safe. This is an international action, and it is important that there is agreement among the governments involved. Important decisions have been made, but some details are still being discussed. Some of your representatives are in favor of keeping the initial program brief and releasing information gradually, so that citizens are not overwhelmed. They propose a brief statement that many spacecraft seen over the past few years are from other civilizations. There is no reason to think harm is intended, and more information will be obtained as it is gathered. Others want the program to answer all the logical questions, and some of our representatives tell how they have helped the planet through what they call change or cleansing. Some think it would be frightening to see us as we are in our native land. We don't all look like you. Others say it would be necessary to show us as we are to demonstrate that we are not of your civilization. Some think it would be a good idea to include live coverage of a visible mothership, but others think it might be more threatening than reassuring. There is debate about what kind of information to present in the program and how much can be covered without overload. Would it be helpful or overkill to explain that Earth is deliberately moving out of its regular orbit and needs our help on and off the planet? Would that involve explaining that Earth is a soul? How much can be revealed about our technology without alarming people about how we might use it? Would it be silly or reassuring to say that our presence has prevented attempts by other civilizations to invade Earth? To what extent should concealment be revealed? What about admitting that our governments reflected our offer of technology in exchange for ending the development of weapons and wars that could annihilate you all? How would it affect your population to know that dark and light beings from other civilizations have lived among you and influenced your way of life? Should the program include personal accounts of both positive and negative abduction experiences? What about the little Grace, who have been living for many years in subway cities? What mix of scientific, political, and religious spokespersons should be in the program? There are different opinions on when to air it. The US government, once the biggest denier of our existence, now favors more extensive disclosure with maximum speed. Some of your representatives want more surveys and strategic interviews to determine the amount of information your world is ready for. Some on both sides want its nation leader to be personally informed of what will be on the program before showtime, and others think it would be sufficient diplomatic courtesy to send each of you the outline of the program. Other messages from Hatonn. Just 4 days ago, last March 8, 2022, Hatonn has announced an impending planetary tipping point that 200 star nations, yes, 200 star nations surround the Earth, and that the Earth has tilted 49.9 degrees. As you know, our messages to all of you have repeatedly told you about Mother Earth's tilt. I cannot express you the urgency of this message, for the time has truly come for the endpoint of the most wondrous event to occur. That, my friends, is the event that creation, all light workers, all 200 star nations, and the millions of delegates surrounding Earth have been waiting for to happen. Yes, it is the graduation of planet Earth's sun into the fifth dimension after 4.5 billion years of waiting for that moment. Mother Earth has indicated that at this time the red alert has been given. It is most urgent that we monitor any changes that may have to be made in stationary coordinates, and that we again monitor any spiritual changes of all soul beings. Every day we must take adjustments, and this is a never-ending job for which we are prepared to do the last T to achieve perfection. We expect those sleeping souls to see the spark of God within them come alive. Surely, when that great chord is struck, and memory returns to all who have souls on earth, we expect a great number to enter the beam of light. Because some of these have just awakened to the light and haven't worked on their soul growth, there are many problems with their fleshy sheet as they step into the beam of light. That is why our fantastic medical staff aboard each ship is prepared in every way to take care of any problems that need immediate health care. I am not repeating the message of how to become enlightened, but only telling you that Mother Earth has waited for you to awaken further, because she loves you with a deep love. She has her own free will and decides when she tilts her axis. That when is imminent, for she cannot hold their breath much longer. Mother Earth knows the exact minute. We know that moment has to be any moment now, as that is what she has told us. She told us that she was waiting a little longer to monitor the Ukraine situation, and that when she saw that things were winding down, then she would be ready for the final moment, tilting her axis. If any of you are aware, you should watch the sunrise and note that the sun is way off for this time of year. Each day the rising is at a different coordinate. Mother Earth tilts from side to side and tilts sideways at 49.9 degrees and back again like a spinning top that ends up spinning. At any given time. Message from February 22nd, 2022. That time is expected any time now. Mother Earth indicated that she has released her fear and anxiety and is ready to graduate. The Dark Sisterhood whispered to hell that all on her surface would die. They tricked her into thinking this lie, but she relaxed after being told the truth that all is taken care of on your surface. And now she's ready to graduate. We are busy updating and watching all sectors for any changes to be made in the stationary coordinates, and also to watch again for any spiritual changes of all soul beings. It is this moment we have been waiting for with bated breath, so to speak. The excitement is equally felt among the waiting starships and delegates from thousands of galaxies throughout the cosmos. Mother Earth is hopeful that those who are still sleeping will awaken, but they have their own will to do so. Mother Earth is the only one who knows the exact time of your graduation, so we are awaiting her final signal. Continue with your work, for the turning of Mother Earth will occur without warning. We know that moment has to be at any time, for that is what she has told us. Message from March 3rd, 2022. We are on Plan A. Yes, Plan A. Mother Earth is ready to graduate, and our Pleiadian ships are situated and ready to assist. Also, that creation has told Mother Earth that it is time for her to graduate. The light workers have done all they can to assist her, and have taken care of the environment on her surface, so that your souls have been brought into the light of all that is on Mother Earth's surface since the first civilization. January 19, 2019. You will receive a bath of light coming directly from the galactic center, and that light will trigger a great transformation in you on many levels. Do not fear it. You sense pulsations in your pineal gland and forehead center, or any slight discomfort. There is a great possibility that you will adjust even more. Your ability to receive and transmit information is simply expanding. The noises are ceasing, and our voice is finally being heard more clearly. Supply crisis. First, flour prices soar in Europe. Second, where there is no flour, everything is moina, which means anger, displeasure, sadness, quarrel, or brawl. Third, Russia will temporarily suspend its export of fertilizers. Fourth, on the verge of a sunflower oil shortage in the Canaries of Spain. Fifth, the ECB forecasts oil prices to rise by 20% by 2022. Sixth, G7 energy ministers urge to increase the world's oil supply. Seventh, sanctioning countries suffer the consequences. Sanctions imposed by the West are a double-edged sword, as the countries that imposed them are now facing the consequences. Eighth, Putin warns the West that it will pay the price for the sanctions by raising food prices. The Russian government has banned the export of more than 200 Western products. 9. Ukraine supplies almost half of the world's neon used in the production of microprocessors. Therefore, the supply of electronic products would be blocked. Economy. First, US blocks the sale of gold from Russia. Second, Russia, China, India, Indonesia, Iraq, Kuwait, and the US are the main holders of gold and would switch to a gold-backed currency. Third, Cipher has been delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. Fourth, SWIFT could commit suicide, locking a country out of the SWIFT payment system would isolate it economically, but would also hurt other economies. Fifth, US inflation rose to 7.9% in February, reaching a 40-year high. Sixth, if the dollar loses its status as the world's reserve currency, then its military supremacy would also collapse, according to the Nomad economist. Seventh, emerging economies should diversify their foreign exchange reserves, according to an Indian economist. It is important to diversify financial assets to mitigate any unexpected risks. Eighth, cryptocurrencies, a new tool for drug traffickers to launder millions of dollars. Organized crime cartels use cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin to launder money and move their resources around the world without attracting the attention of the authorities, according to the United Nations. 9. Tech companies take over freedom of expression. Without hardly noticing it, we have moved towards an information system in which technology and social media companies have ended up controlling the dissemination of information, vetoing media, labeling journalists, and deleting content. They are doing what we would never have allowed a government to do, because censorship has been privatized. Rumors of war. First, just over 7,000 citizens evacuated on Friday from Ukrainian cities. Second, UN Security Council holds meeting to discuss Ukrainian biolabs. Third, US rejects international inspection in biological laboratories. Fourth, Sweden's and Finland's neutrality is shaken. Both countries seek to strengthen their military defense. Fifth, the European Union backs Ukraine's entry into the bloc, but denies its immediate inclusion. Sixth, Soviet drone crashes in Croatia after flying over two other NATO countries. An explosion occurred in Zagreb on Friday after an unidentified object fell from the sky in an area of the Croatian capital. Science news. First, volcanoes change the climate. Volcanoes interact with the climate through the materials they release into the atmosphere during eruptions. These eruptions produce large amounts of gas particles, ash and metals, which alter the climate. Second, scientists create irrigation systems to produce water in the desert and grow crops. A group of scientists in Saudi Arabia have developed a system capable of producing water in the desert and allowing crops to grow. Third, an extinct Christmas island rat is being resurrected. A team of paleontologists is currently working to resurrect the Christmas island rat, which was wiped out from its home island in the Indian Ocean more than a century ago. Fourth, NASA studies sex in space, focuses on mitigating the dangers of manned spaceflight, and researches ways to help the crew remaining emotionally prepared during their journey. Fifth, in search of the crown jewels of the Holy Roman Empire, author Sidney Kirkpatrick discusses his work, Hitler's Holy Relics, in which he describes effort to recover the crown jewels of the Holy Roman Empire. The priceless treasures were stored in a specially prepared vault beneath Nuremberg Castle to protect them from Allied bombing. When it became clear that Nuremberg was lost, Heinrich Himmler ordered a mysterious new order of Teutonic Knights to move the crown jewels to a place where they could one day be used to crown a new leader and inaugurate a successor of the Third Reich, Kirkpatrick Arts. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.